China scared. Philippines adds to weapons of war that have been signed, RAA, major world countries. The Philippine Senate on Monday approved the Reciprocal Access Agreement, RAA, with Japan. The agreement will simplify the procedures for military personnel and related materials such as weapons and ammunition from the two countries to enter each other's territory and facilitate mutual visits and joint military exercises between the two armed forces. The Chinese Ministry of Foreign Affairs once said that the Asia-Pacific region needs neither a military bloc nor a small circle that provokes confrontation between camps and incites a new Cold War. Previously, the Philippines has signed the Visiting Forces Agreements, VFAs, with the U.S. and Australia, stipulating the conditions, scope of activities, and privileges granted to U.S. and Australian military personnel and equipment entering the Philippines. Similarly, Japan has signed RAA with Australia and the UK. Chinese military observer Wei Dongxu believes that the signing of the RAA between Japan and the Philippines is the result of manipulation and promotion by the U.S. behind the scenes. The U.S. aims to turn the Philippines into a shared military base that can be utilized by U.S. and allied forces. Once Japan's Self-Defense Forces, SDF, establish a permanent presence in the Philippines, they could work with the U.S. forces to conduct more joint provocations in the South China Sea, further increasing instability and risk in the region. According to Wei's further analysis, the deployment of U.S. and allied military forces in the Philippines undermines Philippine sovereignty. It also exerts diplomatic and military control over the Philippines and significantly weakens its ability to make independent strategic decisions. Moreover, it could become extremely challenging to request the withdrawal of foreign forces once stationed in the Philippines if there are significant changes in the domestic political landscape. In addition, the RAA signed by the Philippines with Japan is essentially an unequal treaty. Wei analyzed that Japan would obtain the right to use military bases from the Philippines and could use the Philippines' infrastructure to strengthen its capabilities of troop projection into surrounding sea and air areas. However, it was hardly possible for the Philippines to station troops in Japan due to its lack of capacity to support the overseas deployment of its military. While Japan may provide second-hand patrol vessels, some defense equipment, and limited military aid to the Philippines, such contributions are a drop in the bucket in terms of significantly improving the Philippines' overall military capabilities. Thus, in the context of the partnership formed under this agreement, the Philippines loses more than it gains. The signing of the Reciprocal Access Agreement, RAA, between the Philippines and Japan represents a significant shift in regional security dynamics in the Asia-Pacific. By aligning with Japan under this agreement, the Philippines has enhanced its defense partnerships in response to increasing geopolitical tensions, particularly in the South China Sea. Simplified military access, the RAA facilitates the entry of military personnel, weapons, and equipment between the Philippines and Japan. This is expected to streamline joint military exercises and bolster operational interoperability. Expansion of military partnerships. This agreement complements existing military alliances such as the Visiting Forces Agreements, VFAs, with the United States and Australia, reinforcing the Philippines' network of security partnerships. Strategic implications. The RAA is part of a broader effort to counterbalance China's growing influence in the region and secure critical sea lanes. China's reaction and concerns. China views the agreement as a potential threat, expressing concerns about regional militarization. Beijing criticizes the growing presence of foreign military alliances in the Asia-Pacific, labeling them as contributors to instability. U.S. influence. Chinese analysts argue that Washington's influence is central to such agreements, aiming to build a network of allied nations to contain China's rise. Sovereignty issues. Critics like Wei Dongxu suggest that these agreements compromise the Philippines' strategic autonomy and sovereignty. Strategic benefits for the Philippines. Despite concerns raised by Chinese observers, the RAA offers several benefits for the Philippines. Enhanced defense capability, access to Japanese military technology and expertise could strengthen the Philippines' defense posture. Broader deterrence, the presence of allied forces serves as a deterrent to external threats, particularly in disputed areas of the South China Sea. However, the partnership comes with challenges. Unequal capabilities, as noted, the Philippines lacks the capacity to reciprocate Japan's military deployments, raising concerns about the agreement's fairness. Long-term dependence, the presence of foreign forces may limit Manila's ability to pursue independent foreign and defense policies. Internal political dynamics, future political changes in the Philippines could influence the sustainability of these agreements. The RAA marks a new chapter in the Philippines' evolving defense strategy, reflecting a tilt toward deeper security cooperation with like-minded nations. While it strengthens the country's position in the face of external threats, the long-term success of such agreements will depend on Manila's ability to balance its interests amid great power competition in the region. The Reciprocal Access Agreement, RAA, between the Philippines and Japan is part of a broader regional trend where nations in the Asia-Pacific are deepening security ties to counterbalance China's assertive policies. Here's a deeper look at the ripple effects. U.S.-led strategy. The U.S. has been encouraging its allies and partners to forge stronger defense ties, forming a network that enhances collective security. Agreements like the RAA align with this vision, integrating Japan, the Philippines, Australia, and other like-minded nations into a cohesive framework. Quad and AUKUS impact. While the Philippines isn't formally part of groups like the Quad, Australia, India, Japan, and the US, or AUKUS, the RAA aligns with these initiatives' goals to maintain a free and open Indo-Pacific. South China Sea tensions. The Philippines, a claimant in the South China Sea disputes, sees these partnerships as critical to deterring China's militarization and aggressive behavior in the contested waters. Surveillance and logistics. Through collaboration with Japan and other allies, the Philippines gains access to advanced surveillance technology and logistical support, enhancing its maritime domain awareness. Beyond self-defense, Japan's involvement through the RAA reflects its broader security agenda as it moves toward a more active role in regional defense.